Sunday night at the Camp Nou. 80,000 people on their feet. Real Madrid on the other side of the pitch. And Marcus Rashford, a Manchester United player on loan, standing over a free kick just 9 minutes into the biggest domestic fixture in world football. That moment tells you everything you need to know about where we are right now. Not where Manchester United wanted to be, not where Rashford was 18 months ago, but exactly where the facts have placed us tonight. Rashford stepped up, he struck the ball with a short run, and it went in. Barcelona 2, Real Madrid 0 by the final whistle. La Liga title confirmed, and a Manchester United loanee is now a La Liga champion. Let that sit for a moment, because this is not a simple transfer story. This is not just about one player finding form abroad. This is a situation that has real consequences for Manchester United's summer, their finances, their squad rebuild, and their identity as a club moving forward. There is a lot to break down here, and I am going to take you through all of it step by step using every confirmed piece of information available right now. Here is why this moment matters beyond the celebration. Barcelona hold a buy option of £26 million for Marcus Rashford. That option exists. It was agreed as part of the loan structure. And what happens with that option this summer will shape Manchester United's transfer budget, their squad composition, and their relationship with one of their most recognisable players. If Barcelona choose not to exercise that option, Manchester United are left with a player who has publicly stated he wants to stay at the Catalan club. A player whose contract value and market worth is now actively debated, and a club that needs to either sell, extend, or find another loan arrangement. If Barcelona do exercise the option at £26 million, United receive funds that can be directed straight into their summer rebuild. The outcome of this decision is not confirmed yet, but the facts around it are becoming clearer every single day. And before I go deeper into all of that, if you want this level of detail on every Manchester United story this summer, hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is built for supporters who want the full picture, not just the headlines. Every transfer, every confirmed report, every piece of analysis broken down properly. Subscribe now and you will not miss a thing. Let us go through this properly, starting with the screenshots and confirmed reports circulating right now, and then moving into the deeper analysis of what it all means. The account Simply United posted a tweet with a photograph showing Joan Laporta, the president of Barcelona, alongside Marcus Rashford on the pitch after the final whistle. The caption reads, Joan Laporta and Marcus Rashford. The image overlay text states clearly, Marcus Rashford is a La Liga champion. That is the confirmed reality right now. The president of Barcelona embracing a Manchester United loanee on the pitch after a title-winning victory over Real Madrid. That image carries weight beyond celebration. It is a public statement of approval from the man who runs the club. And that matters when we start talking about what happens next. My comment on this, when a club president is photographed embracing a player in that manner after a title-winning game, it tells you something about the internal mood at that club regarding that player. Whether that leads to a permanent deal or not, the optics here are significant. Laporta is not someone who displays affection for players he intends to release. Transfer insider Fabrizio Romano posted the following quote from Rashford himself, speaking to the BBC. The quote reads, I am not a magician, but if I was, I would stay at Barcelona. So we will see. The tweet also carries a graphic with the words, if I was a magician, I would stay at Barca. It would be special. Marcus Rashford. That is directly from Rashford, not interpreted, not paraphrased by a third party. Those are his words to a major broadcaster. My comment on this, Rashford is not being vague here. He is making his preference absolutely clear while acknowledging that the decision is not his alone. The phrase, so we will see, is important. He is aware that the economics of this deal need to be resolved between the two clubs. Not by him personally, but his desire is on the record. That is a significant piece of information for Manchester United as they head into negotiations this summer. beIN Sports posted analysis from Arsene Wenger during their El Clasico coverage. The tweet quotes Wenger saying, what is remarkable for Rashford here? He has a very short run to the ball. The post is tagged with the hashtags El Clasico and La Liga. My comment on this, when Arsene Wenger uses the word remarkable, supporters should pay attention. Wenger managed at the highest level for decades, and his technical assessments carry credibility. The fact that he specifically highlighted the short run to the ball is analytically important. A short run requires a player to generate power and accuracy with pure technique rather than momentum. That is a significantly harder skill to execute at this level. And doing it in El Clasico against Real Madrid in a title-deciding match is the kind of moment that reshapes how a player is perceived globally. The account United Faithful shared a quote attributed to Fabrizio Romano from a YouTube appearance. The quote states, "Tomorrow, Manchester United could get the official approval to receive 44 million euros for Rasmus Højlund. The obligation to buy will be activated if Napoli get Champions League qualification tomorrow." My comment on this is a rumour, at this stage, specifically described as a conditional obligation. The word could is doing a lot of work in that sentence. If Napoli secure Champions League football, the clause activates. If they do not, it does not. This is not a confirmed sale. But if it does activate, 44 million euros landing at Manchester United would be a meaningful injection of funds heading into the summer transfer window. United supporters should watch Napoli's final results closely, because the outcome directly affects the club's financial position. The account Stretford End posted the following. Manchester United are preparing a move for AC Milan defender Strahinja Pavlovic this summer. The 24-year-old Serbian centre-back is attracting growing interest from the Premier League, with Chelsea and Crystal Palace also linked with the player in recent days. Despite the interest, AC Milan are said to be keen on keeping Pavlovic and are not actively looking to sell. The Italian club reportedly value the defender at a minimum of 50 million euros. Source cited is Gazzetta dello Sport. My comment on this is clearly labelled as a rumour, and supporters should treat it as one. The key detail here is that AC Milan do not want to sell. A club that does not want to sell a player they value at 50 million euros minimum will require an extraordinary offer to change that position. The fact that Chelsea and Crystal Palace are also interested adds competition, which drives prices higher. If Manchester United are serious about Pavlovic, they would need to lead the bidding and be prepared to meet that valuation. There is no indication yet that United are at that stage. Stretford End also reported, Manchester United are considering a move for LG Felmus as the club continues to assess options to strengthen its midfield ahead of next season. United have shown interest in the North Macedonia international, who has attracted attention with his versatility and experience at the top level. Napoli are said to hold an option to make Elmas's current deal permanent for around £14 million. However, reports also suggest the Serie A side could be willing to sell the midfielder for a higher fee should a strong offer arrive in the near future. Source cited is Tutto Mercato Web. My comment on this is a rumour, and a relatively low-key one at that. The reality is that Manchester United are looking at multiple midfield options. Elmas offers versatility, which suits a manager building a flexible squad. The £14 million figure is notable because it suggests he could be available at a relatively accessible price point compared to other targets being discussed. However, United supporters should not get too attached to any individual name at this stage. The club is assessing a wide range of options, and Elmas appears to be one of several being monitored rather than a primary target. Stretford End reported, Manchester United are considering a move for Andrea Cambiaso ahead of the summer transfer window after Juventus made clubs aware that the defender could be available. United have been approached over a potential move, with the club said to highly appreciate the Italian's profile and versatility. Juventus are open to selling Cambiaso as they look to reshape their squad and raise funds ahead of the new season. The Serie A side would be willing to sanction a transfer for a fee in the region of £30 million. Source cited is Team Talk. My comment on this one carries more substance than several of the other defensive rumours because it includes a confirmed willingness to sell from Juventus and a specific fee in the region of £30 million. Juventus actively approaching clubs about Cambiaso changes the dynamic. When a selling club does the outreach, the negotiation timeline tends to move faster. The fact that United highly appreciate his versatility is also telling because under a modern tactical structure, a player who can operate across multiple positions on the left side of defence and midfield is exactly what is needed. This is a rumour worth monitoring closely. The account United Truthful shared a quote from Barcelona player Ferran Torres. The question put to Torres was, would you sign Marcus Rashford if you were the president? Torres responded, yeah, he is a really good guy. I think we can continue with him. My comment on this, player quotes like this carry a specific kind of weight. Ferran Torres is not a club official and cannot speak for Barcelona's transfer policy, but the fact that a prominent member of the Barcelona squad is publicly and positively endorsing the idea of keeping Rashford tells you something about how he is integrated into that dressing room. Players notice when a teammate works hard, behaves professionally, and contributes to winning. That dressing room approval is something that club management takes seriously when making decisions. Transfer News Live reported, David Offengruber is attracting serious interest ahead of the summer transfer window. Manchester United are keeping tabs on the Elche defender, while Juventus and AC Milan are also pushing to stay informed on his situation. Elche reportedly want around 30 million euros for the centre-back. Source cited is Plicky Goal. My comment on this is a rumour at this stage. However, the report describes this as serious interest and confirms that multiple top clubs across Europe are monitoring the situation. Offengruber planning a summer move, according to the source, adds an urgency to this story that some of the other defensive links do not have. 30 million euros for a centre-back at 24 or 25 years old with top-flight experience would represent reasonable value in the current market if the quality justifies it. The account Centre Devils shared information attributed to Fabrizio Romano. The tweet states, Manchester United are talking to Ederson's agents. The conversations are active. United are aware of Atalanta's price tag of £39 million. However, the deal is not at the stage of almost being done. There are at least 5 or 6 midfielders under consideration at United. Ederson is not the only one. My comment on this is important context. The conversations being active is a confirmed detail from a credible source. But the qualifier that there are 5 or 6 midfielders under consideration tells you that Manchester United are in an exploratory phase, not a finalisation phase. They are doing their homework across the market. Ederson at £39 million would represent a significant investment in the midfield, and the fact that conversations are happening suggests genuine interest. But this is nowhere near done, and supporters should treat it as an ongoing situation rather than an imminent announcement. Football on TNT Sports posted, Marcus Rashford is the first Barcelona player to score a free kick against Real Madrid since Lionel Messi in 2012. The source cited is Opta Joe. My comment on this statistic is remarkable in the truest sense of the word. 14 years separated Messi's last free kick goal against Real Madrid for Barcelona and Rashford's effort on Sunday night. The name Messi carries an almost impossible weight in that specific context. For a Manchester United loanee to be the player who breaks that particular record in El Clasico in a title-deciding game is a moment that will be discussed for years. It also reframes the conversation around Rashford entirely. Whatever happened before this season no longer defines the opening statement of who Marcus Rashford is as a footballer. Simply Utate posted, Manchester United have dismissed suggestions that Amad Diallo could be allowed to leave this summer. Amad is firmly considered untouchable unless an extraordinary situation develops. Source cited is Graham Bailey. My comment on this, Manchester United drawing a clear line around Amad Diallo this early in the summer window is a statement of intent. The word untouchable carries meaning here. It suggests the club are not entertaining offers and are not in a position where financial pressure would force them to sell against their will. Amad has been identified as a long-term building block, and that decision appears to have been made at the highest level within the club. Transfer News Live reported, Liverpool and Manchester United are both keeping a close eye on the situation of Francisco Conceição ahead of the summer window. The 23-year-old winger could become available if Juventus fail to qualify for the Champions League, with Premier League interest growing fast. Source cited is Gazzetta dello Sport. My comment on this is a conditional rumour. The availability of Conceição is tied directly to whether Juventus qualify for the Champions League. If they do qualify, it is far less likely he becomes available. If they do not qualify, the equation changes significantly. Having Liverpool as competition for any target always complicates matters for Manchester United, both in terms of speed of decision-making and financial commitment. This is one to watch, but it remains highly conditional at this stage. Surely Nation Sports posted Marcus Rashford's career statistics. The figures listed are as follows. 174 goals, 80 assists. Trophies include the Europa League, La Liga, 2 FA Cups, the Super Cup, 2 EFL Cups, and the Community Shield. Individual honours include 1 Europa League Top Scorer Award and 1 Manchester United Players Player of the Year Award. For this season at Barcelona specifically, the figures are 14 goals and 11 assists, giving a total of 25 goal contributions. My comment on this, these numbers reframe the argument completely. Anyone who questioned whether Rashford had the quality to perform at the highest level has been answered by this season alone. 25 goal contributions in La Liga is a serious return. And now add a La Liga title medal and a free kick goal against Real Madrid in El Clasico. And the picture of Rashford that emerges from this season is one of a player who has rediscovered everything that made him special. The career total of 174 goals across all competitions places him firmly among the most productive English forwards of his generation. Rashford breaks Messi record and wins La Liga. Now let us go into the deeper analysis of the article covering Sunday night's events. The situation is straightforward on the surface, but deeply complex beneath it. Barcelona beat Real Madrid 2-0 at the Camp Nou. The result confirmed the La Liga title, and Rashford opened the scoring with a free kick in the 9th minute. The free kick itself was described by Arsene Wenger on beIN Sports as remarkable, specifically because of the short run-up Rashford used to generate the power and accuracy required. That observation is technically significant. A short run-up demands greater precision in the striking mechanics. The fact that it went in against Real Madrid's goalkeeper in a title-deciding El Clasico tells you about the level of confidence and technical refinement Rashford brought into this game. Dr. Joe statistic confirming he was the first Barcelona player to score a free kick against Real Madrid since Lionel Messi in 2012 adds a historical dimension that cannot be understated. 14 years. That is how long it took for another Barcelona player to achieve that specific feat in El Clasico. And the player who broke it was on loan from Manchester United. It is now clear that this loan has been a genuine sporting success for all parties involved. Rashford lifted his first ever league title. Barcelona got a player who contributed 14 goals and 11 assists across the season. And the moment that sealed the title came directly from Rashford's boot. The evidence suggests that the £26 million buy option Barcelona hold is now looking like extraordinary value. In a market where midfielders are regularly trading for £40 million or more, a forward with Rashford's output, pedigree, and now La Liga title experience for £26 million is a figure that appears significantly below his current worth. The reality for Manchester United is that they would prefer a permanent sale over another loan. The club has been clear that a second loan arrangement is not something they are open to. Barcelona, on the other hand, have reportedly preferred the idea of a second loan rather than committing to the full £26 million fee. The tension between those two positions is where this story currently sits. If Barcelona exercise the option at £26 million, United receive funds they can direct into the summer rebuild. If Barcelona push for a second loan and United hold firm, Rashford returns to Old Trafford carrying a La Liga winners' medal and a desire to be somewhere else. That is not a comfortable situation for either party. The situation is that both clubs now need to make a decision before the summer window closes. And Rashford has made his preference known publicly. He wants to stay at Barcelona. Manchester United transfer targets and squad rebuild. The evidence suggests that Manchester United are operating with a clear structure heading into this transfer window. The priority areas are defence and midfield, and the club appear to be exploring multiple options in both areas simultaneously rather than committing to single targets early. In defence, the situation around Cambiaso from Juventus has clarity on one important point. Juventus are willing to sell and have made that known to clubs. That outreach from the selling club matters. A fee in the region of £30 million has been reported. United appreciate his profile and versatility. This is a rumour at this point, but one that carries more substance than many others currently circulating, because the seller is actively facilitating interest. The situation around David Offengruber from Elche is similarly interesting. United scouted him previously, and that interest has continued. He is reportedly planning a summer move, and Elche know a sale is likely. €30 million is the reported asking price. Juventus and AC Milan are also monitoring him, which creates competitive pressure on any deal. The situation around Strahinja Pavlovic is harder. AC Milan do not want to sell. A minimum valuation of €50 million with multiple Premier League clubs interested makes this a complicated and expensive proposition. In midfield, the picture is one of active exploration across a wide range of targets. Ederson from Atalanta is the most concrete, with active conversations confirmed between United and the player's agents. £39 million is the price tag. But 5 or 6 midfielders are under consideration. And this is not at the stage of being close to completion. Eljif Elmas from Napoli is a lower-cost option being monitored. Francisco Conseco from Juventus is conditional on Champions League qualification outcomes. The one area where clarity already exists is the outgoing situation. Rasmus Højlund could trigger a €44 million obligation to buy from Napoli, but this is conditional on Napoli securing Champions League football. And Marcus Rashford's future remains unresolved, pending Barcelona's decision on the buy option. On the retention side, the situation is equally clear. Amad Diallo is not going anywhere. United have confirmed internally and publicly that he is untouchable this summer. He is viewed as a long-term building block and one of the most exciting attacking talents at the club. Let me bring this all together now. Sunday night was a significant moment, not just for Marcus Rashford personally, but for everything that surrounds this story. A Manchester United player won La Liga. He scored the opening goal in El Clasico. He broke a record that had stood since Lionel Messi held it in 2012. He finished the season with 25 goal contributions in one of the most competitive leagues in the world, and he told the BBC that if he could, he would stay at Barcelona. The evidence suggests that the coming weeks will determine a great deal about how Manchester United's summer unfolds. The Rashford decision, the Hodgson obligation to buy, and the squad rebuild in defence and midfield are all moving simultaneously. The reality for the club is that they are heading into a busy summer with clear priorities but few confirmed outcomes. Patience will be required. Accuracy in decision-making will be essential. The situation is one that demands close attention, and this channel will cover every development as it happens. If you found this analysis useful, please subscribe to Adam United Analyst right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these stories do you think will move fastest this summer? The Rashford decision, the defensive rebuild, or the midfield investment? Let me know below. This has been Adam United Analyst. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I will see you in the next one.